Good afternoon, everyone. So next we will move to the fourth unit, that is nuclear power plant and gas turbine power plants. So first we will see the questions on remembering. First question is define nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. Nuclear fusion definition: the nuclear fusion can be defined as the reaction in which the energy is released by means of combining two or more nuclei and forming a new element with higher atomic number. The energy released in fusion is related to E is equal to mc square, Einstein's energy mass equation. Nuclear fission definition: the nuclear fission can be defined as the reaction in which the energy is released by means of splitting of massive nucleus into photons in the form of gamma rays, free neutrons, and other subatomic particles. The typical nuclear reaction involving U33, U233, that is uranium 233, and neutron are given as uranium 12 235 plus neutron is equal to uranium 92 233, followed by uranium 92 235 is equal to barium plus Kr plus 3n plus 177 MeV. Second question: name the different nuclear fuels used for nuclear power plant. The answer is following nuclear fuels are used in nuclear power plants: natural uranium, enriched uranium, thorium, plutonium, uranium 233, uranium oxide, that is UO2, uranium carbide. Question number 3: list the advantages and limitations of nuclear power plant. Advantages: less fuel is required, it requires less space than thermal plant, compact and simple in maintenance, less water is required, transportation cost of the fuel is less, low cost of erection, fuel handling is negligible. So these are the advantages. Now we will see the disadvantages. First one is high capital investment, high maintenance cost, radioactive wastes should be disposed carefully, skilled workers are required, it is not suitable for varying loads. Next question: list the components of gas turbine power plant. So following are the components of a gas turbine power plant. First one is compressor, second combustion chamber, third turbine, and fourth one is vortex blading. Next question: list the advantages of gas turbine power plant with nuclear power plant. So following are the advantages of gas turbine power plant with nuclear power plant: low weight and size, that is weight of the plant per kilowatt output is low, any hydrocarbon fuel from high octane gasoline to heavy diesel oil can be used efficiently, easy startup and shutdown, very low cooling water is required, no waste disposal problem, environmental friendly, low operational cost, low installation cost, it can be located at the load center, therefore the transmission loss is very less. Scope for cogeneration is used, that is used to produce process heat for various uses. Low risk in operation, low cost of fuel, less floor space is required for its installation. Next question: list the advantages and limitations of open cycle and closed cycle gas turbine. Advantages: following are the advantages of open cycle gas turbine power plant. Once the turbine started, it will accelerate from cold start to full load without warm up time. Second, low weight and size. Third, it occupies relatively less space. Fourth, almost any hydrocarbon fuel from high octane gasoline to heavy diesel oils can be used in combustion chamber. Fifth, it does not require cooling water except those having an intercooler. Sixth, through auxiliary refinements, we can improve thermal efficiency and give most economic overall cost for the plant load factors. Next, advantages of closed gas turbines. Following are the advantages of closed gas turbines. First one is no contamination. Next, higher thermal efficiency, improved load part efficiency, no loss of working medium, expensive fuel, reduced size. Improved heat transmission, less fluid friction, greater output. Next, disadvantages of closed gas turbines. So, following are the disadvantages of closed gas turbine. Complicated in design, high initial cost of the plant, it requires high quantity of cooling water, poor response to the load variations, it requires very big heat exchanger. Next, we will see the questions on understanding. First question is, compare between nuclear fusion and fission. So, in the fission is the splitting of a large atom into two or more smaller one. Fusion is the fusing of two or more lighter atoms into a larger one. Nuclear fission, this reaction does not normally occur in nature. Nuclear fusion occurs in stars such as Sun. Nuclear fission produces many highly radioactive particles, and in nuclear fusion, few radioactive particles are produced by fusion reaction. Nuclear fission, critical mass of the substance and high speed neutrons are required, and in the nuclear fusion, high density, high temperature environment is required. Next, in nuclear fission, lower energy is released, and in nuclear fusion, energy released is 3 to 4 times greater than the energy released by fission. Nuclear fission, it is used in nuclear power plants. Nuclear fusion, it is used for bomb production. Nuclear fission, uranium is the main fuel, and in nuclear fusion, hydrogen isotopes are the main fuel. Next question, explain with a neat sketch nuclear power plant. A simple construction of a nuclear power plant is as shown in the figure. It consists of nuclear reactor, coolant, circulating pump, heat exchanger, feed pump, condenser, turbine and generator as shown in the line diagram of nuclear power plant. The heat is generated in a reactor by the fission reaction. The coolant in the primary circuit gets heated by absorbing the heat and enters into the heat exchanger. In a heat exchanger, the feed water is heated and converted into steam by the hot coolant by means of a heat transfer. The steam from the heat exchanger enters the turbine, and turbine is connected to the generator which generates the power. The steam after doing the work enters into the condenser and converted into water, which is pumped again to the heat exchanger by the feed pump. So in this diagram, it consists of concrete shield, fuel and moderator, thermal shield, reactor core, centrifugal pump. Water is coming to the heat exchanger or boiler, and then it is going, and then water is coming, heat exchange takes place, and water is converted into steam, and steam is going over the turbine, and then generator runs, and after passing over the turbine, the steam comes to the condenser, and then it cools, and then it is again comes to the feed pump, and then again it is fed to the heat exchanger, and this cycle repeats. The hot coolant gets cooled in heat exchanger is recirculated into the reactor by a coolant circulating pump. This cycle is repeated for continuous generation of power. The generated power is supplied to the distribution line for consumers as shown in the line diagram. So this is the line diagram of nuclear power plant. So here it consists of nuclear reactor, filter, pump, hot metal, heat exchanger, steam hall, heat exchanger tubes, feed water, condenser, circulating water pump, coolant tower, river, feed water pump, exhaust steam, turbine, alternator, step up transformers, exciter, isolator, OCB isolator, and then bus bars. Next question. Explain pressurized water reactor with a neat sketch. The arrangement of a pressurized water reactor is shown in the figure 4.4. In its simple form, it is a light water cooled and moderate reactor. It uses enriched uranium as a fuel. So see the figure, it consists of concrete shield, circulating pump, reactor core, thermal shield, fuel and moderator, pressure equalizer, heater, heat exchanger, water is coming in and out in the heat exchanger, water is coming and steam is going from the heat exchanger, then it is going over the turbine, generator and then condenser, and then it is connected to the next feed pump. So this is the pressurized water reactor nuclear power plant. The pressurizing tank in the circuit keeps the water at about 100 kg of per centimeter square, so that it will not boil and picks up the maximum heat in the reactor. The electric heating coil in the pressurizer boils the water to form the steam which is collected in the dome and pressurizes the coolant circuit before starting reactor. To reduce the pressure, water spray is used to condense the steam. The water in the primary circuit gets heated by absorbing the fission energy in the reactor core, and same energy is given in the heat exchanger to generate the steam of feed water. The water coming out of the heat exchanger is recirculated by the pump to maintain the pressure in the circuit in the range of 100 to 130 bar. The steam from the heat exchanger is supplied to the turbine to generate the power. The steam from turbine goes to the condenser where it is converted into water, which is pumped once again to the heat exchanger. Advantages are: water is used as a coolant, moderator, reflector, hence its operation cost is less. It requires small number of control rods. Due to separate circuit, there is no any radioactive contamination in the steam. Next question. Explain with a neat sketch boiling water reactor. In this type of reactor, enriched uranium is used as a fuel and water is used as coolant, moderator and reflector. In this case, the steam is generated in the reactor itself instead of separate steam boiler as shown in the figure 4.5. So here it consists of control rods, fuel and moderator, reactor core, shield, feed pump, water, steam, turbine, generator, condenser. The steam produced in the reactor is directly used to run the turbine to generate the power. The steam from the turbine is condensed back to the water and is recirculated into the reactor by means of the feed pump, which is reheated and converted into steam in a reactor. Next question. Explain the effects of nuclear radiation. Following are the effects of nuclear radiation when it exposed to the atmosphere. So radioactive may kill all living organisms within an area of about 100 square miles. It affects the human health such as reduction in resistance and infection, vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, affects teeth, damage the brain cells, cancer, damage kidneys and lungs, thyroid problem, affects the blood system, weakens bones, cause heart failure, etc. Disruption of ecosystem, damage to the plants and animals, soil and wildlife, water contamination, risk of fumes and gases entering into the atmosphere, damage the ozone layer. Next question, explain briefly low, medium and high level waste disposals. Low level waste and its disposal. Low level waste include items that have become contaminated with radioactive material or have become radioactive through exposure to neutron radiation. This waste typically consists of contaminated protective shoe covers and clothing, wiping rags, mops, filters, reactor, water treatment residues, equipments and tools, luminous dyes, medical tubes, swabs, injection needles, syringes, etc. Disposal. The low level wastes are disposed of in landfill sites. This is the cheapest method of disposal because soil absorbs radioactive material easily. Such disposal is permissible in areas of low rainfall and are high above the groundwater level. Most of the radioactiveness of waste is removed just by storage. The problem of storage is simplified by separating cesium and strontium, which are extremely radioactive. These are generally stored in tanks which are buried in ground and then disposed of into the sea after 13 years of storage. Many lines vacated coal mines are used for waste disposal. The wastes are disposed of in the salt heaps provided in the mines. Because salt is a powerful absorber of radioactive emissions and liquid wastes are disposed of by freezing. Generally, radioactive gases, so these are also low level radioactive wastes, are collected and stored in a tank, buried in the ground and disposed of to the atmosphere when activity level is sufficiently low. Medium level radioactive waste, the waste that has been exposed to alpha radiations or that contain long lived radionuclides in concentrations that require isolation and containment for a period beyond several hundred years is classified as medium level radioactive waste. These waste requires shielding during handling and interim storage. They consist of used reactor core components, resins and filters used to purify reactor water systems. Disposal. These wastes can also be disposed of the same method as that of used for low level radioactive waste disposal. High level radioactive waste. High level radioactive wastes are used nuclear fuel. When used fuel bundles are removed from the reactor, they are highly radioactive, contain long lived radioactivity, and generate significant heat. These require careful management over a very long period. Disposal. For high level radioactive waste, the geological disposal on land is the most appropriate means for isolating such wastes permanently from men's environment. However, They can also be disposed in geological formations under the deep ocean floor, disposal in glaciated areas, extraterrestrial disposal, and destruction by nuclear transmutation. Next question. Explain with a neat sketch open cycle gas turbine power plant. Open cycle gas turbine power plant. A simple construction and working of a open cycle gas turbine power plant is as shown in the figure. It consists of a compressor, combustion chamber, turbine and generator. The compressor takes the ambient air and raises its pressure by compression. Heat is added to the air in combustion chamber by burning the fuel and increases the air temperature. The heated gases coming out of the combustion chamber are then passed to the turbine where it expands doing the mechanical work. Part of the generated power by the turbine is utilized in driving the compressor and other accessories and remaining is used for power generation. Since an ambient air enters into the compressor and gases coming out of the turbine are exhausted into the atmosphere, the working medium must be replaced continuously. This type of cycle is known as open cycle gas turbine power plant, and it is mainly used in majority of gas turbine power plants as it has many inherent advantages. So this is the open cycle gas turbine power plant. So it consists of compressor, that is air is coming from the atmosphere, it compresses, then compressed air is going to the combustion chamber, fuel supply is coming from the top, then it is coming to the generator, and before the generator turbine is connected, and after passing over the turbine exhaust gas is exhausted into the atmosphere. Next question. Explain with a neat sketch closed cycle gas turbine power plant. A simple construction and working of closed cycle gas turbine power plant as shown in figure. It consists of compressor, combustion chamber, turbine, generator and pre-cooler. So here it is a closed. So compared to the open cycle, here a coolant is provided and that is collected in a pre-cooler. So water is in, water is out from the pre-cooler, and here also compressor, air supply, fuel supply, combustion gases to the waste, combustion chamber and heat exchanger and turbine generator are connected as usual. The working fluid may be air or any other suitable gas coming out from the compressor with high pressure is heated in a heater by an external source at constant pressure. The high temperature and high pressure air coming out from the combustion chamber is passed through the gas turbine where it expands doing the mechanical work. The fluid coming out from the turbine is cooled to its original temperature in the cooler using the external cooling source before passing to the compressor. The working fluid is continuously used in the system without its change at phase, and the required heat is given to the working fluid in the heat exchanger. Next question. Explain with a neat sketch following components of gas turbine. First one is compressor and second one is combustion chamber. So first one is compressor. The compressor is used to compress the air to the higher pressure. The type of compressors which are commonly used are centrifugal and axial flow types. The centrifugal compressor consists of an impeller and a diffuser. The impeller imparts the high kinetic energy to the air and diffuser converts the kinetic energy into the pressure energy. The centrifugal compressor consists of an impeller with a series of curved radial vanes as shown in figure. Air is sucked in near the hub called the impeller eye and is filled round at high speed by the vanes on the impeller rotating at high RPM. the static pressure of air increases from the eye to the tip of the impeller. Air leaving the impeller tip flows through the diffuser passages which convert the kinetic energy to pressure energy. The pressure ratio up to 2 to 3 is possible in single stage compressor. The axial flow compressor consists of series of rotor and stator. The air flows along the axis of the rotor. The kinetic energy is given to the air as it passes through the rotor, and part of it is converted into pressure as shown in figure. So this is the axial flow compressor. So air is coming from the inlet from the left side, inlet guide vanes, stator, fixed blades, moving blades are connected. Then rotor disc is provided, air delivery to the outlet from the right side. Combustion chamber. In an open cycle gas turbine plant, combustion may be arranged to take place in one or two large cylindrical can type combustion chambers with ducting to convey the hot gases to the turbine. Combustion is initialized by an electric spark, and once the fuel starts burning, the flame is required to be stabilized. A pilot or recirculated zone is created in the main flow to establish stable flame, which helps to sustain combustion continuously. The common methods of flame stabilization are by swirl flow and by bluff body. Figure shows a can type combustor with swirl flow flame stabilization. About 20% of the total air from the compressor is directly fed through a swirler to the burner as primary air to provide a Fitch fuel air mixture in the primary zone, which continuously burns, producing high temperature gases. Air flowing through the swirler produces a vortex motion, creating a low pressure zone along the axis of the combustion chamber to cause reversal of flow. About 30% of total air is supplied through dilution holes in the secondary zone through the annuals round the flame tube to complete the combustion. The secondary air must be admitted at right points in the combustion chamber. Otherwise, the cold injected air may chill the flame locally, thereby reducing the rate of reaction. The secondary air not only helps to complete the combustion process but also helps to cool the flame tube. The remaining 50% of air is mixed with burnt gases in the tertiary zone to cool the gases down to the atmosphere suited to the turbine blade materials. So this is the can type combustor with swirl flow flame stabilizer. So air from the compressor comes, fuel comes from the top, primary zone, tertiary zone, and then to the turbine, and before the tertiary zone, secondary zone is provided. Next, figure 4.13 shows a can type combustor with bluff body stabilizing the flame. The fuel is injected upstream into the air flow, and sheet metal cone and perforated baffle plate ensure the necessary mixing of fuel and air. The low pressure zone created downstream side causes the reversal of flow along the axis of the combustion chamber to stabilize the flame. Sufficient turbulence is produced in all three zones of the combustion chamber for uniform mixing and good combustion. So this is can type combustor with bluff body flame stabilizer. So here bluff body flame holder, primary zone, fuel, secondary zone, tertiary zone, and then to the turbine. Next question is, explain with a neat sketch the following components of a gas turbine. First one is gas turbine and second one is vortex blading. gas turbines. Like steam turbines, gas turbines are also of the axial flow type as shown in figure. The basic requirements of the turbines are lightweight, high efficiency. So here it is a cooling air from the compressor, gas cooling air. So this is the gas turbine. Reliability in operation and long working life. Large work output can be obtained per stage with high blade speeds when the blades are designed to sustain higher stresses. More stages are always preferred in gas turbine power plants because it helps to reduce the stresses in the blades and increases the overall life of the turbine. The cooling of the gas turbine blades is essential for long life as it is continuously subjected to high temperature gases. Blade angles of high gas turbines follow the axial flow compressor blading, where the degree of reaction is not 50%. It is usually assumed for any stage that the absolute velocity at inlet to reach to each stage V1 is equal to the absolute velocity at exit from the moving blades, that is V2, and that the same flow velocity Vf is constant throughout the turbine. The degree of reaction R as defined for a steam turbine is valid for gas turbines also. It is the ratio of the enthalpy drop in the moving blades to the enthalpy drop in the stage. Vortex blading. It is the name given to the twisted blades which are designed by the using three-dimensional flow equations with a view to decrease fluid flow losses. A radial equilibrium equation can be derived and it can be shown that one set of conditions which satisfies this equation is as follows. Constant axial velocity along the blades, that is Phi1 is equal to constant specific work over the annulus, that is Phi delta Vw is equal to constant, free vortex at entry to the moving blades, that is Phi W1R is equal to constant, where R is the blade radius at any point. Since the specific work output is constant over the annulus, it can be calculated at the mean radius and multiplied by the mass flow rate. It becomes the power for the stage. Since the fluid density varies along the blade height, the density at the mean radius can be used so that m is equal to rho m Phi1A, where A is the blade annular area. Duct work. The duct work consists of ducts between the compressor and the combustion chamber to the turbine and the exhaust duct. The ducts must be sized to minimize the pressure losses, as the loss in pressure directly reduces the capacity of the plant. Ducts should be supported from the floor to reduce vibration. Expansion joints must be provided to allow for dimensional changes due to temperature variation.